नर हरि आदि कोरी श्यामर धुलाया संजय मुकुंद बासु गोषादि गाया शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे बाजे करताला माधुरा मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला माधुरा मृदंग बाजे परम रसाला शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधु माधुर बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधुर मधु माधु बाजे शंख बाजे घंटा बाजे मधु मधुर मधु बाजे मधु 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 बाजे मधु 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 बाजे गौरवो हरिबो हरिबो गौर हरिबो निताय गौर हरिबो 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 गौर हरिबो चंद्र जिनी वदना उज्ज्वला गाला देश बनमाला कोरे झलमाला शिव सुख नारद प्रेम गद गद बाकाती विनोद देखे गौरा रसंपाद ठाकुर बाकाती विनोदा देखे गौर संपादा जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadama Jaya Sudarshana. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Gaura Premanande.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladala. Shilatangkanakalaye Yeto narsema parato narsema Yato yato yamitato narsemo Bahe narsema hrudaye narsema Narasimha Madem Sharanam Prabhate Narasimha Madem Sharanam Prabhate Tavakara Kamala Varenaka Advaita Sringkaya Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanurenga Keshavadita Narari Rupa Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Jaya Jagadesha Hare Tavakara Kamala Varenaka Advaita Sringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanubrenga Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Dalita Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Narasimhadev ki, Pal Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we welcome everyone to our dear temple of Nitai Gaur Sundar, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, most people Shri Radha Madhav, and of course Yashoda Damodar on this wonderful month of Kartik. Welcome everyone. Thank you for coming today. First of all, I'd like to thank you, the pujaris. I think they have done a phenomenal job. The deities look so amazing, so mesmerizing. Can loud Haribol for them, please. Today's cooking, we have a fusion cooking. One is Krishna Prasad Prabhu and Sankeet Prabhu made some wonderful dishes together. So it'll be very nice prasadam for you guys. And we always appreciate any devotees during Kartik, otherwise also, who sponsor Sunday feast. First is, we know that Bhavesh Prabhu, he's not here, but he sponsored the whole month of Kartik, every Sunday feast. So thank you, Bhavesh Prabhu, for doing that. Really appreciate that. Haribo. And then we'd like to thank you, Kalika Prabhu and Kalika Prasad Prabhu and Lakshmi Prasad for the pleasure Shri Radha Mada during this month of Kartik. So Kalika Prabhu is here. Please come, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. I can loud Haribol for him, please. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you. I don't put it on. Oh. It's okay. Loud Haribol, both of them, please. Hare Krishna. And Prabhuji, please take blessing of Radha. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Really appreciate all the devotees who come forward to sponsor the prasadam. That takes care of all the needs of temple and serving wonderful feast. So thank you so much. May Lord Radha Madhav's choices blessing be on the families, everybody, so they can expand the Krishna consciousness and also everything else. So this coming week, I think, can't believe Kartik is coming to end, actually. We couldn't feel that. I think next week is the last day of is Monday or Tuesday? I think Monday, right? Monday is the last day of Kartik. That's the day when we have celebrated our most wonderful marriage ceremony of Tulsi Shaligram. Haribo. We already have a bride and groom. It's in suspense right now. You'll see it on that day. Huh? Bride and groom are not suspense, parents. Oh, parents. Thank you so much. Shyam Prabhu always has answers. So it'll be nice. So also, Kartik, many people have devotees have taken vow from the starting of Kartik, which is fine. But if somebody has missed out, we get a special opportunity during the Kartik towards the last few days. It's called Bhish Panchak. It's like 5 days, which starts on Friday. And it's the time, if you haven't done vows, do some vows so that you can get a lot of benefits. And if you've done vows, try to intensify your vows those 4 or 5 days so it can even give more benefits, because then we'll be going next year for another Kartik itself. This coming Saturday, we'll have our Kirtan festival, our biannual Kirtan festival. This year, instead of doing 12-hour Kirtan, we thought, because a lot of devotees have gone out of town, everything, so instead of having 12 hours, we'll have 8-hour Kirtan. But in the morning, what is most important, this is Bhish Panchak. We'll have, from 9 a.m. to like 12:30, we'll have 32 rounds of chanting, actually. We'll be doing japa here. So if anybody's, we'll have, devotees are more than welcome. It'll be going on from 9 a.m. till like 12:30, and then with Aarti, we'll start that Kirtan. We'll go to 9 p.m. itself. So if anybody wants to improve their japa during this Bhish Panchak, it's a wonderful opportunity. Just come, sit, and just in your pace, chant your rounds. It's very, very wonderful for that. So thank you so much. We'll talk to the speaker after our Damodarashtakam prayers itself. So Isha will do that. Thank you so much.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Damodar Ji ki. Namami Sairam Sachit Ananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Namami Swaram Sachit Namami Swaram Sachit Anandarupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Yashodabhiyalukaladhava manam paramishthamatyanta todruta gopya Rudantam Mohonetram Yugamam Jantam Karam Bhaja Yugmena Shatankanetra Swasakam Patrirekangakantha Stitagrevam Damodaram Bhaktivada Iti Diksai Leelabhir Ananda Kunde Swagosham Nimajantamakya Payanta Tadiyasitagnesur bhaktir jitatvam Puna prema tastam satavriti vande Varam Deva Mokshamna Mokshavadin Va Nachainam Vrineham Vare Shadapiha Varam Deva Mokshamna Mokshavadin Va Idam Teva Purnatha Gopalambailam Sadamema Nasya Virashtam Kim Anye Idam te mokham bhojam atyanta स्निग्धा रक्तिष्ठ गोप्या मुहुशुम्बितां बिम्बरकधैर्यं मे मनस्य अष्टमलं लक्षलब्ध नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःख जलाब्धिमाग्नां नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःख कृपा दृष्टि विष्याति दीनां बतानु गृहाणे क्षमामग्नम् इति अक्षिदृश्या कृपा दृष्टि विष्याति दीनां बतानु गृहाणे क्षमामग्नम् कुबेरात्मजो बद्ध मूर्तिवयल्वात् त्वया मोचितो भक्तिर्भाजो कृतो च कुबेरात्मजो बद्ध तथा प्रेम भक्ति स्वकमे प्रयाच नमोक्षग्र होमि श्रीदामोदर रेह नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने त्वदीयोदरायत विश्वस्य धाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुदाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने नमो राधिकाये त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो राधिकाये त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो राधिकाये त्वदीया प्रियाये नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्याम् हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. Jaya Damodar, Radha Damodar, Damodar, Radha Damodar. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki, Damodar Ashtakam ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Hare Krishna. So we have Premdam Prabhu. Premdam Prabhu and Mataji, just like with other, they are amazing Sankirtan devotees and amazing book distributors. And I think he's going to give update today. Today, many devotees came, around 20, and they gave a book distribution seminars. And then after that, they went out to distribute books. It is said that anytime you go out of comfort zone, it really pleases Krishna and then really gives you bhakti process more stronger actually. So without saying too much, I'll have Premdam Prabhu give the details.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, so we officially kicked off the Gita Marathon, and in concise, Gita Marathon is the Gita Jayanti, when Gita was spoken, is on December 3rd. So now we make an extra effort during the time from now till Gita Jayanti to reach out to people and spread this message. You know, it's people are waiting for hearing this message, this Krishna conscious knowledge. We want to spread it as widely as we can. This non-sectarian knowledge which goes through cultures, through geology, through generations. And that's our goal here, to preserve that knowledge and to spread that knowledge. So yes, we reached out today. We distributed a lot of books. There were cooperative teamwork. We had around 20 devotees that reached out and to spread the message. We went door to door, just knocked doors randomly, and it's always an excitement because we don't know what you're going to see when the door opens up. So wonderful, and if anybody wants to get involved, please reach out to me. This Sundanand Prabhu is here, Neel Madhav Prabhu is here. And if you want to get engaged in this transcendental book distribution, which was a sincere desire of Srila Prabhupada, that we reach out to people who are suffering and people who are actually waiting for getting this Krishna conscious knowledge. So please let us know, and thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Yeah, we generally go out on weekends, Saturday, Sundays, and so yes, if you're interested, you can reach out to us. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Now, I think we have a very wonderful speaker today, His Grace Sundaran Prabhuji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. So it's going to be wonderful insight, full of knowledge lecture today. Sundaran Prabhu doesn't need an introduction, I think. He's one of the most humble and delicate devotees I've seen in our community. Very wonderful. He preaches what he teaches. Very Shastra-oriented. Every day he starts in the morning, like after chanting 7 a.m. every day for the last year and a half, few years. They've been doing the Gita, reading of Bhagavad Gita from 7 to 7:30. He also does multiple programs every day from Zoom. And every time I see him, he's always reading. When there's kirtan going, he's always reading or listening. So he's a very, very wonderful devotee. And anybody needs any advice, he's always there. He's a professional, IT professional. Senior disciple is Holiness Ramad Maharaj. And we are so grateful to have him in our association. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you so much for making your time to come to Sunday Fish program of ISKCON Baltimore. Yeah, let me offer my obeisances to all the devotees here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kupasantu bhyevacha paditanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Yeah, please give me a blessing so that I can speak something meaningful that will help me and potentially one of you at least. Thank you. So I was thinking, I was deliberating whether to chant one round of holy name or not. So I was thinking it will be good to chant at least 10 holy names together, considering the time. So we'll do that. And anybody new who doesn't know Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Everybody's here. Perfect. Okay, good. Then we can go. So we'll start the Panchatattva mantra and then chant together Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sorry, I don't know if I chanted 10 or 11, but hopefully we chanted some holy name to purify ourselves. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, it's not working. So I'll briefly offer prayers to the Acharyas. There's a tradition Srila Prabhupada established for us, our Acharyas established for us. So briefly, invocation prayers we'll do, and then we'll start. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so like Nilmadhra was saying, this is a very auspicious month. It's a Kartik month. Most of you already know. So especially we're getting into the last 5 days. This year it's only 4 days, like Prabhu was describing, Friday to Monday. It's a very auspicious time. Whatever devotion service we do in this month is we get 100 times benefit is described. So it's a special sale for all of us to worship Krishna, do whatever we want. Little bit more quantity of devotion service, little bit more quality of devotion service. Krishna will accept it. Whatever we can do at our capacity. We don't need to do something great. Whatever little we do, Krishna will accept, and so Krishna is so merciful. So with that introduction, today's topic is Krishna's mercy. We'll explore it looking at the topic of deliverance of Putana, one of the demons that Krishna killed when he was very small, young boy, 6 days boy, 6 days old. So that is the past time we'll discuss briefly. I don't have time to discuss each verse in the Bhagavatam, which is very wonderful also, but I will touch on the highlights. And more importantly, I want to convey the theme, how Krishna is merciful, and what does that mean to us, like that. And then I wish to leave some time. I don't know how I'll proceed, but I will wish to leave some time to ask you some of the examples of how Krishna's mercy you have seen through scriptures or in your own life, like that. That's the hope I'm having. I'll try to summarize it soon, so that way you can get time also. So the context of this pastime in Srimad Bhagavatam, it comes in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, which is a wonderful gift our Srila Prabhupada gave for us. It's a very nice literature for all of us to be absorbed in. So the context goes that Nanda Maharaj, after doing the name-giving ceremony of Krishna and Balaram, he goes to pay taxes to Madhura. Nanda Maharaj and father of Krishna, all of you might know. So they were staying in a place called Gokula in Vrindavan area, and he went to pay taxes to King Kamsa in Madhura. That is the context. And at that, this is the previous chapter, I'm just giving context. So when he goes there, he not only pays taxes to the King Kamsa, but he also meets his friend and cousin Vasudeva. Vasudeva is who was Devaki's husband and Krishna's father also, we know. So he meets Vasudeva also. So they meet, they exchange pleasantries, nice loving exchange. But at the end of the loving exchange, Vasudeva says something little bit cautionary to Nanda Maharaj. What does he say? He says, you came here, but there may be some dangers coming in Vrindavan. So please go quickly, like that. So Nanda Maharaj takes that to heart, his friend's advice, friend and cousin actually in this case. So advice to the heart, and then he immediately makes plans to leave. He starts to go. But by this time itself, what happened earlier in the past time is, Kamsa sent some demons to Vrindavan, starting with Putana demon, ordering that she kill all the small baby children that were born recently. So that was already happening in the parallel already. And Vasudeva, being Kshatriya, he knew the happenings of Kamsa, what is happening, and how do Kshatriyas think, how does Kamsa thinks, like that. So he gives that's why he cautioned Nanda Maharaj. So Nanda Maharaj immediately goes. But by this time, some demon already arrived in Vrindavan, while Nanda Maharaj is still en route to go to Gokul, like that. So that time, so the way Sukadeva Goswami describes is, Putana is a Khechari demon. So she's a demon who is specially known for the skill of killing babies. First of all, demons means they express their anger and emotions without any restrictions or limit, unlike civilized people. But out of them, somebody who's so heinous, so cruel that they can kill children. Children are very innocent and they don't have any ill intentions toward anybody. So somebody looks at children, normally we get affection towards them. But in this case, the Putana demon was so cruel that not that she's getting so much affection, but she was ready to kill demons, and that became her profession also. So that's the nature of the Putana demon is described in this chapter. That's how she is introduced, and of course she is sent by King Kamsa. So now, after Putana has this special skill, like some of these demons have mystic powers, so they can transform themselves, so that they can hide themselves into a different form, so that others don't suspect. So she transformed herself into like a beautiful lady. It's described like a celestial lady. In fact, Bhagavatam describes the beauty of Putana. So somebody might wonder, why is Bhagavatam describing beauty of a demon? But she came like that. So that's a significant thing, because everybody was charmed by her beauty, thinking that she may be the goddess of fortune, coming to give some mercy to Krishna like that. Like that, everybody was charmed. So she wore a nice dress, and she transformed her to a beautiful lady and all that. And then she starts to come towards Nanda Maharaj's home. So when she starts to come to Nanda Maharaj's home, so one of the interesting thing described is that nobody stopped her. Generally, when strangers are coming close to us, first of all, we'll be a little cautious. Strangers coming to our home, we're even more cautious. Then in the Vedic culture, women were in their inner chambers, because women need protection, and the men were in the outer chambers of the home. So she went through, passed through the outer chambers, right in front of the man. So men let her pass through, and then women let her pass through. And then she went into the inner chamber where Krishna was there in a cradle, just 6 days old. So still nobody stopped her. Normally, stranger will stop when they come home, and especially children, especially mother, takes care of the child, so that way nobody harms the child like that. And she was even allowed to even nurse the Krishna. That means she was trying to give breast milk to Krishna also. They allowed her also to do that. So I'm trying to summarize the pastime so that we can focus on the lesson. So that's why a lot of details I'm not giving. So essentially, so the point to note is, she was so beautiful and charming that men were charmed by seeing her beauty, and they allowed her right her. And then women were charmed seeing her beauty, and also maternal outlook, it seems, not just beauty. So she was looking like, wow, motherly, like that. So normally, we are also, as practicing devotees, are cultivating how to see women as mother. So usually when we see the caring nature of them, we see the nurturing nature of them, then we can cultivate their motherly feelings. So, but they were naturally seeing from Putana, all the mothers also felt that, wow, she's like motherly like that. So like that, they allowed us to. But the purports of Acharyas describe is not just external beauty that mesmerized the man and woman like that. What happened was Krishna's Yogamaya potency. Krishna has so many potencies, inconceivable potencies. Some of them are internal potency, one is internal potency and external potency. Within internal potency, there are many varieties. One of them is called Leela Shakti, the one that helps in performing the pastimes. So that Leela Shakti, which is part of the Yogamaya potency or internal potency, that is what is ensuring that Putana's entrance is not impeded by anybody. So there is one principle we can learn from this pastime that can be applied to many pastimes. Then we'll not ask the question why like that. The principle is some seemingly not logical things, seemingly uncommon things can happen in Krishna's pastimes. And those can be explained. One of the explanation for many of them is that Krishna desires to perform certain pastime, so his energies are engaged in such a way that they are helping for that pastime to happen. That's why in this case, the men did not object, women did not object, like that, right? This is one example of this pastime. But you can see similar thing many places like that, for the pastime to happen. For example, another example is when Narasimhadev comes to kill Hiranyakasipu. After killing Narasimhadev, demigods are trying to pacify Narasimhadev, but none of them could pacify. Even Lakshmi Devi is described. So, but then Prahlad Maharaj could pacify. What is the significance of this? Actually, these are elevated Vaishnavas. Even Lakshmi Devi is the consort of Supreme Lord. She could pacify him. But in this pastime, the purpose is to glorify Prahlad Maharaj. So that's why for the pastime potency, certain events happen. Like this, we can take the principle from there. That's how Acharya is described. So with the Yogamaya potency, finally Putana reached Krishna in the inner chambers. Now, Krishna, when she is described, when she saw Krishna, she, even though she's expert at killing all the children, like an enemy, you can assess how strong an enemy is, she could understand suddenly, instantly she felt, oh, this boy is not ordinary. He is like a fire covered in ashes, like that is Bhagavatam describes. So she she got little doubt like that. But then she proceeded anyway to catch hold of Krishna and start to feed him. And she smeared her breast with poison. And she went to offer milk to Krishna. So that way, she wants to kill Krishna when he's drinking milk. She gets poison. It's a very virile poison, it is described also. Not a simple poison also. You know, poisons have multiple levels also. Some will kill you immediately, some will kill after some time, like that, right? This is something very, very potent poison like that. So she went with such a kind of poison to kill Krishna. So note to make is, her intention was not good. Her intention was to kill Krishna. That's a note to make. Okay. Now, the action what she did is to feed Krishna like a mother. So those two things we can remember. So we'll get to the lesson portion. So now she starts to feed Krishna. So remember, because of the Yogamaya potency, none of them stopped her from feeding Krishna also. In fact, in Vedic culture, it's they consider it valuable, it seems, for multiple mothers and nurses to nourish a child with drinking milk, it seems. Because they think child will become more stronger like that. In fact, in spiritual world also, there are nurses, apart from Mother Yashoda. Even Putana, at the end of this pastime, was delivered by Krishna, so she can become a nurse in a spiritual world like that. So that's why they did not stop her. So they let her give milk to Krishna. So now it's described when she took Krishna in her arms, Krishna closed his eyes. So acharyas have lots of reasons for that also, but I will give you some categories of them. So how the acharyas describe, why did Krishna close his eyes? Number one was, Krishna was thinking, in Ramalila when I came in Treta Yuga, the first demon I killed was, anybody remembers first demon Ram killed? Tataka. Wonderful. So now also I am killing the lady again. Oh my God. So he's not happy. That is one reason they give, acharyas give. Second reason is, oh, she's a killer of babies. I have to see her face. Like that he was closing his eyes it seems. That is the second reason. Third reason is, he was thinking, oh, I want to give her my mercy somehow to her. Okay, this is connecting to the theme, okay. I want to give my mercy to this Putana somehow. But she's coming to kill me. How can I give her mercy? Is there something good she is doing now? Something good she has done in this life? Or something good she has done in the past life? Like that Krishna wanted to search out, it seems. So see, Krishna is so merciful, he wants to look at good even though externally somebody is coming to kill him. So that's the merciful nature of Krishna. So he was closed his eyes thinking, what good she might have done like that. That is another description given. Another one is, remember when Putana was coming, she was hesitating. Oh, this guy is like fire covered in ashes, like that she feels. That means when somebody feels a danger, they will suddenly put a guard against themselves. They won't proceed further maybe, potentially. But Krishna wants the pastime to happen. So that's why he wanted her guard to be down. Guard to be down means not proceed further, not be cautious, not stop like that. That means he wanted her to come forward. That's why he closed her eyes. So he's thinking, oh, like ordinary child is just closing his eyes like that. So like that, another reason. So essentially, if you categorize these things, Krishna's merciful nature, and then Krishna wants to perform his pastime, and then Krishna not approving her activity of killing children. Those are three categories we can classify basically. So that's what is going on when Krishna closed his eyes. So now finally she's feeding Krishna now, milk, along with that poison also. But Krishna keeps keeping on drinking milk. So she's surprised. By this time, some ordinary child would have died now. What is happening? She keeps on drinking. So then, now she's getting pain also, so much pain. Krishna did not immediately kill her. This is another thing to note. Okay, Krishna immediately didn't kill her. Acharyas explain why. So, she was getting so much pain. And then, remember, she came in a beautiful lady form. So she goes out now, because she tries to get him out of, but he clasps him so strongly, she cannot get rid of Krishna. So she walks out, and she starts running leave me, my child, leave me, child, like that. She shouts, but still Krishna doesn't leave. Acharyas funnily describe that when Krishna catches hold of somebody, he doesn't leave. So even for us also, when Krishna comes into our heart, he doesn't leave. That's a good thing. So like that, she goes out crying, leave me, child, like that. So it's described, she walks far away from Nanda Maharaj's place. Actually, she goes far away beyond the lands of the Rajvasis. Goes to the Kamsa's land, it seems, Kamsa's land. So the reason Krishna didn't want, two things doesn't happen. Krishna didn't want the Vrajavasis to be scared right away there itself, number one. Number two, Krishna didn't want, because she's a very huge demon. Once she changes her form, it will be 12 miles or long or something like that, if I remember correctly. So, very long body. If she falls down somewhere, all the pasturing grounds will be destroyed. All the agricultural land will get destroyed. So, Krishna wanted her to go to destroy Kamsa's lands, it seems, Kamsa's garden. So, she goes all the way. And then that time, Krishna takes her life air also. Along with the milk she is drinking, he takes the life air also. So, then she falls dead. So, when she falls dead, she is not in the original beautiful lady form anymore. She is in the form of a big demon. So, Acharyas describe, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu describes, because demons, because of the mystic opulence, they can change their form. But to maintain their different form they took, it requires some mystic power. So they need to be conscious to maintain that form. But when she suddenly was in danger of her own life, that Krishna is going to kill me, so all her mystic power, everything she tries to apply in defending herself from Krishna. So now that power is not applied in maintaining her bodily form. So that is why most demons, when they die, they change the form. That is another principle we hear from Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. So like that, so that's why original body form came up. So, but she died now. So that is Krishna. So one thing we see here is, she could violate the trust of so many people, the Vrajavasi men, Vrajavasi women, all those people. But Krishna can recognize through anything, because he is Supreme Lord. He can recognize through anything what is the intention of a person from their heart and what is there in their mind, not just the external actions, external appearance, external behavior like that. That is one thing we can notice. So that is a good thing to note. Because then Krishna, when we invoke Krishna's presence in our heart through bhakti, Krishna can help us also to identify what is what and protect us by giving right indicators for us. So that is another lesson we can learn also from this pastime. So now she fell down dead. Now Krishna is happily playing on the body of Putana. So actually, 10th canto, many times when demons are killed, Krishna is enjoying still. That is a common theme you see. And is described, Krishna is enjoying these pastimes. That is one of the main reasons he is doing the pastimes also. So that is happening here also. So now another thing to notice is, Krishna is just 6-year-old boy. To kill Putana, he did not have to take a big form. He did not have to make a muzzle form to kill Putana, anything like that. Whether Krishna is in a small baby form or a young boy's form, doesn't matter. He is Supreme Lord nevertheless. That is a common theme also described in Srimad Bhagavatam. That he is transcendental, is Supreme Lord in any circumstances. So that means, that's why he didn't have to take any special form. In the baby form itself, he took her life away like that. That's another thing. Even Shakatasura pastime also, the demon that comes in the form of a cart, so he just touches the demon with a cart demon with just gentle touch of the baby's feet. He didn't have to make a leg big so he can kick. And there's only one Agasara pastime where he makes his former bigger, but that also when not everybody is seeing. So inside the Agasara mouth like that. So like that, Krishna didn't have to change the form. Krishna is Supreme Lord nevertheless, whether baby or not doesn't matter. So this is also another thing that Acharyas describe for us to understand, important to understand. Because there are some people who are called Mayavadis, they think when Krishna comes to this world, he is not a Supreme Lord anymore. He just came under the control of Maya. That's the incorrect conclusion they come to. So that means he doesn't have any more powers like Supreme Lord, they think. So that is why this point is important for us. Whatever form he is in doesn't matter. Krishna is Supreme Lord. Of course, then we have some pastimes where Krishna is bewildered. That how do you understand that if Krishna is Supreme Lord always? The reason is bewildered is again for the pastime to happen. And for pastime to happen, and for him to enjoy the pastime also. So he wants to be like a drama actor. Sometimes when you're doing drama, you are encouraged to get into the mood of the act, mood of the place that you're playing in, more than just acting it. When you're getting absorbed in the mood of the particular role you are taking, then you can really come into action. Similarly, Krishna wants to enjoy his pastimes by being fully in the role. So that is the other reason why sometimes he's like Brahma Vimochan Lila. He can't find where the calves and cowherd boys, like that, right? But then later it is described, he understood Brahma did like that, right? So like that happens, but that's only for Krishna's pastimes only. That's another thing to remember. So now, through this Leela, we've seen how Krishna killed Putana now, and Krishna was playing on the body of Putana. Now, all the Vrajavasis, women came running. Because by this time, Nanda Maharaj is still on the way back to Vrindavan, Gokul. So now, all Vrajavasi women came running. And then they wanted to take care of Krishna. So they immediately came and took Krishna. So normally, when big demon is lying down and one of baby is there, generally many people have a hesitation. Oh, if the demon gets up, I'm gone. But they didn't have a hesitation. Because Vrajavasis, their thought process is love of Krishna. I need to take care of Krishna. That is the first thought for them. All the logic goes out of the window before that. There are many pastimes illustrating this. There is a pastime where Narada Muni asks for dust of gopis, lotus feet. They don't hesitate. They gladly give because they want to take care of Krishna's headache. They don't care what happens to them later on. So all logic goes out of the window. So they want to serve Krishna so much affectionately. So they came and took Krishna, Mother Rohini, and was Nanda Maharaj's wife, Yasoda Mataji. Yasoda Mataji, they took the baby child, Krishna, and then they were all happy. But it's described, Yashoda Mataji and Rohini were a little bit of astonished and a little shocked. So they didn't know what to do next, like that. Normally, when the child comes out of danger, Vedic culture is, they chant Vedic mantras. They, like in India, we call it Dishti. I don't know if you are familiar with it. So they take a broomstick and do it around, mothers usually do it. Many of you might know. So they do something to protect the child, basically. So they were not ready to do that action yet because they were so shocked that Krishna went to, some demon came to kill Krishna like that. But that neighbor ladies, the cowherd women, were wonderful. They had wonderful friendship that they all chipped in. They immediately took care of that action. What did they do? They took the switch, that means the tail of the cow, and they blessed Krishna with that. And they also knew the chanting Vedic mantras. Prabhupada writes in the purport of the section. Prabhupada or BBT purport. It says, Prabhupada only translated this section, right? Yeah, he writes, women knew Vedic mantras to protect the children that time. So they chant Vedic mantras and they give a bath to Krishna with the cow urine. And then they use the cow dung. Cow dung and cow urine are supposed to be very, very sacred in Vedic culture. So that's why we even use in Abhishek also sometimes, right? Yeah. So so they bathe with the cow urine, and then with cow dung, they place tilak at 12 places of the body. Like many of the practicing devotees, we keep the tilak here, like that, right? While placing tilak, we chant the mantras of holy names of Krishna, basically different names of Krishna. Keshvaya Namaha, Narayana Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, like that, right? So they are chanting all the holy names of Supreme Lord while using cow dung for that. So that is their way of applying tilak. So, in this section, Prabhupada highlights 2 points. One is cow protection is very, very important. Second is that holy names are so purifying. So that's why when we chant the holy names and touch the body, that is offering protection to us. Supreme Lord's protection is available for us. So even as practicing devotees, that is another lesson we can take. Some of us may be having a practice of keeping 12 places of the body, the tilak. Some of us may not have practiced yet because it takes a little bit more effort. So it's worth the effort. Every day morning or whenever you take bath, please, we can apply Tilak 12 places of the body, and that's described in the books we have. That way, we have the opportunity to remember Krishna, with the opportunity of chanting the holy name of Krishna, with the opportunity of invoking protection of Krishna. That way, we can remain Krishna conscious. So, and we can also see this body as a temple of Krishna. So, what comes out of it, like words that come out of it, will be sacred to please Krishna. What goes inside, what we eat, we keep it sacred. That way, we eat only prasadam, like that. What is offered food to Krishna, like that. So that way, we can also learn a lesson that when Krishna himself is treated with tilak, so we can also practice like that. That's another lesson we can take. Now, after this is over, what happens is the Nanda Maharaj comes back now. So by this time they come back and they cut the body of Putana and they burn the body of Putana. Why does this happen? Apparently, snakes are meant to be done like that, it seems. Because people understand that a snake is, after killing, if it is left alone, it might come again into that body and then make some nonsense, it seems. That's why snake also is cut, it seems. In that section is described in the purport. So similarly, that is why the demon's body also they cut like that and they burnt it away. But what happened when they burnt the body of Putana is interesting again. The beautiful agura incense smell came, it seems. Normally, when dead bodies are burnt, it's not a nice smell usually. So, but in this case, because Krishna touched the body of Putana, that is why our body became purified, it seems. Purified, and that's why she was giving even her body when burning, it was giving that nice incense smell like that, aguru incense smell like that. That's described. So, in this section, the lesson that Prabhupada gives us in the purports is that we can come into contact with Krishna directly or indirectly somehow. That is very, very purifying. What are the different ways of us coming in contact with Krishna? By chanting the holy name of Krishna, by worshipping the deity form of Krishna, by reading scriptures where Krishna's nature, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes are described. These are different ways we can come in contact with Krishna. So then it's very, very purifying for us. That is the point Prabhupada gives in this section. So that means we all have the opportunity. We don't need to think that I don't have a way to connect Krishna directly, because Krishna is not different from his holy name. So when we chant, we're getting direct contact with Krishna. So that's why with that faith, we can chant, we can do devotion service nicely. So then we can purify ourselves and we can receive the mercy of Krishna. So that's the overall pastime. So now, I briefly touched on it. So Krishna, even though Putana came with the intention to kill Krishna, he took the external appearance. She came like a mother. She gave him milk. She did an action of giving milk like a mother. So he took action and not the intention. So he considered that good action as good, and then he delivered her to go to spiritual world. Can you imagine that? People, yogis, are meditating for decades together. And a lot of devotees are practicing regularly. So Putana came with the intention to kill him. But Krishna saw the positive in her, like motherly nature, little bit, because she is giving milk, even though her intention is to kill. And she gave the position of a nurse in Golaka Vrindavan, it is described. So that is the nature of mercy of Krishna. So why do we call it mercy? Many of you might know, mercy is, let us say somebody gives me $100. I give them $100 back. So that is like reciprocation. But if somebody gives me $1, I give them $100. That is mercy. That means it's disproportionate to what we are doing. So in other words, sometimes we hear the word of causeless mercy also. So causeless mercy means that we didn't do anything to gain that mercy, special mercy, a special thing for us, number one. Or we did something, but it's so insignificant, but compared to the mercy that we are receiving. So both are called causeless mercy. Not that I didn't do anything, I did something, or I did not do anything. Both can be there, but not the proportion of what we receive is lot more than what we did, like that. That's the causeless mercy of Krishna. So now, when we know this, what does it mean to us? What does it mean to us is, we should understand many times we have the conception that God means is some judge sitting on a high court judge seat and then is thinking, okay, this guy is doing mistake, I'll punish him. This guy is doing good, I'll give him some benefit. Like that we commonly think. No, our Krishna is such a merciful Lord, is such a loving Lord, is always looking, how can I benefit him? How can I help him? How can I make him happy? That's how he's looking. Of course, our happiness may be material happiness, but Krishna knows what is best happiness for us, eternal happiness, ever-growing happiness like that. So that's why Krishna is always looking for some good in us. So when we know this, it's not that we sit in a laid-back, easy chair, then Krishna, you are merciful, you give me mercy. That is not the intention of knowing this principle. The intention of knowing his principle is knowing that he's merciful, I'll do little bit. So then he will give mercy. Like, I don't know, you know this example. I have experience personally with teachers. Teachers, when they see that let us say pass mark is 35 marks out of 100, let us say. So when somebody writes something, 33, they get 33 marks really, if objectively if they assess. So teachers many teachers are so merciful, they're looking, how can I give this 2 marks somewhere like that? So if somebody gives a blank paper to them, they don't have option to give any mercy to them. But if somebody writes nonsense, cinema songs or cinema story, they have an opportunity to give mercy. So similarly, we need to do something so that Krishna can see, oh, Krishna wants to justify that, oh, I'm giving him mercy because he did this, like that. So we want to give him some cause for Krishna to give us mercy like that. That's why we do little bit, at least, to earn some mercy of Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Sri Sri Radha Madhav ki jai, Nitai Gaur Sundari ki jai, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, couple of minutes, few minutes. Thank you. So, that is the merciful nature. So, that is the impact of knowing how Krishna is merciful. That means it should motivate us, inspire us to do more bhakti. That is one impact, right? Another impact is that how do we receive mercy? We can receive mercy from Krishna, or receive mercy through devotees, receive mercy through the Shastra. These are some common ways we can receive mercy. So that means we need to be submissive. We need to develop some good qualities. So it's easy to receive mercy. First thing is we need to become eager to receive mercy. Because unless we have the desire to receive something, we cannot receive it. So we need to desire, I need mercy. Like that we should feel. I should not feel, oh, I'm the greatest person in the world. Then nobody can give anything, right? But if we see that I need mercy, then we can get mercy from someone, devotee or Shastra or Krishna, like that. So that's the eagerness we need to develop. And then we need to develop some good qualities of service attitude, some humble mood. Then others want to give mercy to us. So it's described, water can go from top to down. Similarly, somebody who has something can give you like this when you're down. But when I am here and I want to take from somebody from down, how can I take? So I need to see somebody like this. You know better than me. You have more consciousness than me. You are more elevated in terms of devotion than me. Please give me mercy. When we're in that mood, then we can receive mercy. Otherwise, we cannot catch mercy from somebody from down like that. That's another thing to remember. So by staying in a humble mood, by being eager for mercy, and by developing good qualities, we can be in a right place to receive mercy. So I'll pause there to see. There are many other things we can discuss around mercy, but considering the time, I wanted to hear from you. If you can think about, take a few seconds, few of you, some situation where you saw how Krishna is very merciful, like that. Either preferably from scripture, but if you remember something in your life, how Krishna is merciful for you, that also you can share. That's also nice. Yeah, you can raise your hand, so Vamsivardhan Prabhu can pass the mic also. Anybody would like to share something, how you heard something, read something, how, wow, Krishna is so merciful like that.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is amazing class. Many beautiful points you had mentioned. I think many of these things I didn't hear before. The acharyas, how Krishna has given mercy and closed his eyes. Thank you so much. one mercy which I remember very close is mercy to Bhishma Pitama, actually. How Krishna is so merciful that he said, you know what, my vow can be broken, but my devotee's vow cannot be broken at all.
Yeah.
So when he said that, Bhishma Pitama said, I'll make Krishna pick up the weapons, and he picked it up. So I thought that was the amazing mercy of Lord Krishna.
Wonderful, bro. Thank you for saying such a nice example. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else would like to share something? Yeah. Harinam Kirtan Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for a beautiful, wonderful pastime. I think many devotees tell that Putana was the Bali Maharaj's sister, right, in her last birth. And I always think that when she saw Lord Vamandev, she has those motherly feelings towards him, and she desired, to feed or something. But she only desired. She only desired. But when Lord Vamandev took everything from Bali Maharaj, she was envy. Then she wanted to kill him. So she had both feelings, only desired. And Krishna is so merciful. He fulfilled that desire in her next life, and promoted to be a Dhatri, assistant of Mother Yashoda. So I always think that our desires are what we should desire. That Krishna is sitting here, he can fulfill those desires. So
Yeah,
I always think that.
We should be careful. Wonderful point, Prabhu. Yeah, Prabhu was describing about the previous life pastime. That is in Garga Samhita. How is the sister of Bali Maharaj. In some places it describes she is the daughter of Bali Maharaj also. But whatever is the case, just by the desire, Krishna is giving mercy. That's the point Prabhu is making. So that helps us to understand. Next, somebody can get ready to share next. Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yeah, I'll share something and then we continue, Prabhu. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. So what we desire is important. So how do we develop right desires? By right association, right devotee association. Then when we see somebody is endeavoring properly in bhakti, we can also develop that desire. When somebody is serving, we'll also develop the service desire like that. So that is the important point. But we associate with somebody who's enjoying all the time, we'll feel like enjoying like that. Please go ahead, Prabhu.
Yes, it is very nice. A very nice point that you made, that even a Putna, her intention was wrong, but her action was good. Normally in a devotional service and in a material world, there are two different things. Material world, your actions are more important than intentions. While in a devotional service, it does not matter. You can offer patra, pushpa, phalam, toyam to Krishna and he gets pleased because your intentions are good.
Yeah.
But Krishna is so merciful that even your intentions are bad, he accepts your action.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that is his mercy. Otherwise in a devotional service, everything is opposite to material work.
Wonderful point, Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. Generally, we hear the other point Prabhu is making. The intention is more important. So Krishna is so merciful. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice point. Yeah. Anyone else? Any Matajis?
Haribol, maybe you can correct me on this, but I think I remember that Draupadi had tied Krishna's finger, and because he was so grateful, he supplied her with unlimited sari.
Wonderful. Yeah. Nice point. Yeah. Generally, we hear like we make one step, Krishna makes 100 steps like that. Yeah. It's mercy. It's the mercy. It's not proportionate, right? Small cloth, not like that. Wonderful point, Mata. Yes, nice. Anything else? Any last one or two things before we end? Okay, so thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.